Another one, Paul here. Today I'm going to be going over a strategy that makes trading a little bit easier. I don't know if I've covered on this channel. I may have shown it in a couple videos, but I don't know if I've gone over it. With this indicator, you also need to have another indicator to kind of, you can't, base it all on this one indicator. So I would suggest having another way of kind of figuring out direction. Then you could actually use this indicator to help improve your chances. So you basically need to figure out overall direction before using this indicator, because it will make your trades better. It'll improve your chances better. But with this strategy for this video, I am going to be plugging in the rainbow strategy, which I've talked about on this channel. And we're going to be using the rainbow strategy to determine the direction of an asset. And then we're going to be plugging in this indicator, and we're going to be basing our trades off of the direction of what the rainbow strategy is telling us. So I'm going to show you how to plug it in, and we'll look at different time frames and see which works the best. Okay, so to set this up first, we need the rainbow strategy, and I talk about this in most of my videos. The rainbow strategy is a combination of a whole bunch of moving averages, and there's a couple of them. So you want to load up your 3 smooth moving averages here. You want to click it 3 times because you're going to need all 3. It's going to build this rainbow of moving averages here, which help you determine the direction of where an asset is going. So for the first one, you want to plug in your numbers. And I usually put bright colors, and the inputs you want to put here is 20, 25, or 30 for the first one. And, for the 20, I usually make it usually make it yellow, and I make it stand out. So make them bright colors. You'll notice that my 20 is more thick. And then the next batch here, you still got your bright colors. Then you have your 35, 40, 45. That's the next batch. And then the third batch, we have 50 and 55. And I check off the last one because we don't need it. So that's how you set off the rainbow strategy. I also have marked the support and resistance lines currently here by looking at my fib. But the extra indicator that I want to talk about is called the Regularized Moving Average Suite. And I may have talked about this in another channel, but I basically want to use this, and we're going to go over some scenarios here on how to use the rainbow strategy to determine the direction, and then we can kind of figure out good trades to get in, long trades, short trades. But what I want to kind of do is go over this channel. But first, we want to look at the day. Now, what you want to focus on, a lot of my strategy is doing it on the day. If you can find the signal on the day, you'll end up making a lot. You'll end up making a lot if you can find the signal on the day, but if you don't find it on the day, I'll just go to a smaller time frame. Like currently here with Bitcoin, what we can tell is that it has been in a uptrend since October 16th. And even though it's been going down, we are still technically in an uptrend. So if I were to move to a smaller time frame, so what I would be focusing on is the moves up, because that's what the trend is doing, and that's what we need to be focusing on. And we use the Regularized Moving Average Suite to kind of determine that. So I would first go with the day, and then I'd move down to the other time frames to see if you could find anything. So since we can figure out that the trend is up, and what we want to base our trades on is when it's crossing the zero line, which is right here. So if we do this on the day, you will realize we're too late. We're too late on the day. So what we want to look for are the moments where it's going up, where it's crossing the zero line of the regularized moving average. So since we're late here, now it looks like it could be coming back down. We don't know, but what we want to focus on, since the trend is going up, we want to catch all the moments where it's going up, even if it's short little scalps. You want to catch those moments because that's going with the trend. You want to focus on it going up. So focusing on the day would have been right here. So if you did it on the day, so if you did it right here, this would have been a good time to come in. So this is, since the overall trend's going up, because we see that with the rainbow strategy, we would have got in right about here. And we would have rode that out for a couple of days and we would have been in profit. So since we're going with the trend, we wouldn't be doing it right here because this is going against the trend. Even though this was a little bit of a pullback, we focus on the moments where it goes up. So the next moment that happens on the day would have been right here. So you see it crossing the zero line, so you would have come in your trade right about here and you wrote it out. You could write it out, and as long as it stays above the zero line, you should be good. And you could have ride that entire thing. Let's get the whole thing here. This entire trade would be profit from the moment it crosses the zero line till when it touches it again. So this would have made somebody a lot of gains if they rode that out. Now again, we are still in an uptrend at this point, but it's just retracing here. So this is what I wouldn't focus on. This is going against the trend. I had to wait for another moment for it to be crossing the zero line, which is right about here. So again, if you got in when it crossed the zero line, which is right about here, and you just rode this out, you would have been in profit. For the next 100 days, you would have been in profit. So that's kind of where the uptrend ends. So real quickly, what I'm going to do is we're going to go down to a smaller time frame. Let's go to the 6 hour, and basically it's the same thing. Since we know the overall trend is up, we want to focus on all the moments where it's going up. So we have our moments here, a brief moment right here, a brief moment right here, brief moment right here, brief moment right here. And these are all profitable zones. Brief moment right here. So I'm not going to go to, you guys can figure it out for yourself. Now, real quickly, I want to look at the hour. And we're going to see, now this is more, it's not really intraday, but you can get some good results here by, since the overall direction's going up, you can focus on those quick little moments like right here. Right here would be a good one. There's a quick bounce right there. Right there. Right there. Find you a good one. You got one right here. Here's one. There's a trade right there. You can just follow it up. And right here. So I'm not going to really go into a lot of it. I want to go with some other assets. But that's basically what you do. Me personally, I don't go past the hour because, I want to find longer trades, and I want to find trades that will make me a lot. And if I go to a smaller time frame, it just, the time that you got to look at the chart is less and less. So bare minimum, I do it on the hour. I find the signal on the hour. So the first you got to identify the overall direction and go to the 6 hour. If you don't find it on the day, go to the 6 hour. If you don't find it on the 6 hour, go to the hour. So let's real quickly look at another asset. Let's look at the US 30. And we'll go back to the day. And what we could tell from the US 30, now it looks like it's about to cross down on the zero line, but what we can tell by looking at the rainbow strategy is even if it crosses down on the regularized moving average, it's still in a, it's just in a retracement. And in order for it to be in a complete bear run here, the 20 would have to cross the 55 here to be completely bearish. Right now, if it doesn't do that, it's just retracing, and it's probably going to bounce back up. By looking at this, we can tell that we're still in an uptrend. We're in an uptrend until the yellow line crosses down here. So even though when the market opens on Monday, it could start go down the zero line, it's just a retracement. You got to pay attention to what the rainbow strategy is telling you. And if it has not crossed completely down here, then it's not going to be a complete bear situation here. So considering this is still a bullish, it is still bullish by looking at this chart. You can tell that by looking at the rainbow strategy, and that's why we have to have the rainbow strategy so we can see the overall trend. So now if you want, what you would do with the US 30 is the same thing. You want to focus on all the moments where it's crossing up. And if you missed it, and if you're doing this on the day, you'll make the most money doing it on the day. But, you're kind of late right here. So you basically have to wait for it to come down, turn around, and come back up, basically, before you enter again. So entering on the day is probably going to be a little bit more of a wait. But let's just see how accurate this is. Just doing it on the day. By looking at the rainbow strategy, you can determine the direction is up. So you can focus on when it crosses the zero line, which was right here. You would have made a lot right here. 14 days of profit right there. And then we see it crossing. Oh, this is a big one. This is a big one. You see it crossing the zero line right here, and that's also where the rainbow strategy starts. So right about here, if you rode this out, you read the whole thing out, that would have been some major profit. So let's quickly look. So right here, we are in it's crossed right here. It's a downtrend, but you would have had to get in right here. Right here, we see an uptrend. You see that the yellow line and everything's above it, so you would come in right about here. So let's real quickly look at the 6 hour. Let's real quickly look at the 6 hour. So we know the overall direction is up, so we focus on all the moments where it's going up. So you see that moment right here. That's profit right there. There's a little profit right here. There's profit right there. There's profit right there. There's profit right there. There's a brief one right there. And profit right there. Small profit right there. And some pretty huge profit right there. So you see this works really well. You just have to identify the overall trend. Real quickly, I want to look at SPY real quick and show you how you can use this for SPY. Okay, so it's really easy to determine this with the S&P 500. Now, there's two ways to do this. If you're doing contracts with Robinhood, my opinion is to do it by a week. And you can't do these long trades, but my opinion is you're probably going to have to focus on the hour for the good results. But first we would have to identify. Now you can do this on Forex and write it out with no expiration, but if you're doing it on Robinhood, you're going to have to buy your contracts out, so like a week out. So you wouldn't have got all this if you did it on Robinhood. If you unless you bought it like a month out. But let's just look at it real quick. We see that the overall trend is up with the S&P 500, even though it's been going down. The overall direction is up. So we see that it has been going up since November 15th. So it's the same thing. If you want to catch this on the day, you would have to get in right here. And it's too late on the day right now. You'd have to wait for it to come down and turn around and come back up. And the next time to do it on the day would have been right here, which you would have had some massive profits. So let's real quickly go zoom in and let's look at the 6 hour. Now, if you did it on the 6 hour, you would basically be doing this on Forex. It probably won't work as well doing it on Robinhood. But you see, could again, profit zone right here. We know the overall trend's going up. And there's a profit zone right here. So all this is bullish, looking at it on the 6 hour. So all that is profit. So let's real quickly look at this on the hour. Okay, so we got to focus on all the moments where it's going up. So we see that moment happen right here. There's some profit, some good profit right here if you entered right about here. Rode that out. That's 12 days. So let's just say you did a week contract. So this is good for Robinhood. If you guys want to do it on Robinhood, do it on the hour. You can basically buy a week contract. Once you have the signal, buy your week contract. You can write it out. This is a $16 difference in price. This is $1,608. You see it happen again right here. So that's a little bit of profit right about here. If you look close, you have a little bit of profit right here. Goes down a little bit, but keeps going up. And then see, we got any more? You got a quick one. You got a quick one right here. Right here's a good one. And you see a good one right here. So I think you guys get the general idea. Whatever asset you're looking at here, go to your day. Get an idea of what the overall trend is doing. And then if you missed it, if you missed the cross on the zero line here, you have to go to a smaller time frame and you have to focus on that time frame for every moment that it crosses in that correct direction that the asset is going. Yeah, you'll make more when you're going with the trend than when you're against it. It's like right now with SPY going down, it's kind of retracing. So you basically got to catch it on all the moments where it's going into the direction that it's going. So this is a very easy strategy to find those moments. So anyway, in order to make this work, you need to have the rainbow strategy, and then you got to have the regularized moving average suite. You have to figure out what the overall direction is. You look at the day. If you miss the entry point on the day, then you have to keep going down to smaller time frames. If you miss on the day, go to the 6 hour. And if it's not available in the 6 hour, go to the hour. I don't do anything smaller than that. I might go down to maybe a 3 minute. If I know the overall direction is like up, like for the US 30 and things like that, I'll check the 3 minutes, see if I could find like a quick little scalp for the day. But mainly I use this on the day. If I don't see it on the day, I'll go to the 6 hour. If I don't see it on the 6 hour, I'll go to the hour. You want to focus on all the moments and you want to go with the trend. So anyway, I find that this works very well. If you guys like this video, make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. See you guys in future videos.